going to happen with the Congress High Command. Several key leaders identified also expected to arrive separately in the national capital, underlining intense political activity within the Karnataka Congress following the leadership transition. Amongst those likely to be in Delhi are KJ George, Satish Jarkioli, Priyank Kharge, H.C. Mahadevappa, Santosh Lad, Yatindra Siddaramaiah and B. Suresh. Their presence is being seen as significant at a time when cabinet restructuring, power sharing, representation for Siddaramaiah loyalists is also expected to be discussed with the central leadership. Sources indicate leaders from Siddaramaiah's camp are keen to ensure that the transition in Karnataka does not weaken their political space within the government and organization. The parallel visits also signal the Congress leadership is carefully managing internal equations as well, as it attempts to balance the interests of Siddaramaiah supporters and the emerging leadership structure under DK Shivakumar. Anand, so it's not just Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar, many other leaders also expected to arrive in Delhi. I think that their arrival, of course, will be a bit delayed because there's some bad weather in the national capital currently. But not just the two, many more prospective ministers, current ministers, senior leaders also expected to reach the national capital. Anand, what does this tell us?
Yeah, look, it's a very interesting case over here as Siddaramaiah, who already earlier in the day announced his resignation, submitted his resignation paper with the governor. So clearly, he is arriving in the national capital to hold a meeting with the party leadership, that is the high command, that will be held tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. at Janpath, when he will be meeting a leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, and it is likely that he can also meet CPP chairperson Sonia Gandhi. So clearly, besides Siddaramaiah, there are several of his cabinet colleagues, the veteran party leaders, including KJ George, Satish Jarkioli, Mahadevappa, who all are coming to Delhi. And there are at least 10 names who are coming to the national capital. That also includes Priyank Kharge, who is also one of the ministers in current Siddaramaiah cabinet. So clearly, Siddaramaiah will be keeping a very forth demand with the party that his cabinet colleagues should not be dropped, and their political landscape should also be seen before making such a drastic decision. When the party decides to have a new cabinet under DK Shivakumar, if he is named as the successor of Siddaramaiah. So clearly, all these leaders, they are also traveling. Some of them are traveling with Siddaramaiah also, as his plane has landed in Jaipur due to bad weather in the national capital. But what our sources have indicated, that KJ George is also with Siddaramaiah. The son of Siddaramaiah is also with him. Abhishek, the party secretary from AICC, is also with him. Randeep Singh Surjewala is also accompanying Siddaramaiah. Besides 2-3 more ministers, including Mahadevappa, he is also with him. So clearly, there are several discussions that Siddaramaiah would like to have with the party high command, so that he can put forth the demand for all his loyal camp leaders who have stayed with him, who have stayed like a rock with him in all the troubling times and in testing times. So clearly, Siddaramaiah, even as he is ensuring a smooth transition of power in southern states, he wants to ensure that the leaders who were loyal to him, the leaders who have worked along with him, the leaders who have
Mithun Vijay Kumar, is it likely? Mithun Vijay Kumar, author, is with us live. Mithun Vijay Kumar, is it likely that these demands by Siddaramaiah will be accepted by the party leadership, the central high command, after he's decided to step down? What is going to be the compromise formula is the big question.
See, Siddaramaiah is the face of, minorities, backward classes and Dalits. So he's the tallest OBC leader in Karnataka. So definitely right now what you see is, comedy of errors that have happened from the High Command. And the central leadership in Delhi, they thought they could easily fix this by offering him a Rajya Sabha seat. But he made a, political statement. He came out in front of the media and he flatly told that, I have no interest in national politics and I want to stay right here in Karnataka for the remaining 2 years as an MLA. So the High Command is forced to offer him, massive local compromises just to keep him from, sabotaging the new government. So I think they will have to offer him some great position. I'm assuming, something like a chairman of the State Coordination Committee, which will give him a direct veto over the new chief minister's decisions. Second, they will have to give key cabinet positions to and ministries to his loyalists and his son, especially Dr. Yatindra, just to keep his camp happy. And finally, they will have to officially consult him on every single major policy decision regarding welfare schemes and OBC quotas. But this is an ultimate trap for the High Command, because if they give him all this local power, DK Shivakumar will become a completely crippled chief minister who has a title but no real authority. And if they don't give him this power, an angry Siddaramaiah staying back in Bengaluru is an open invitation for a massive internal rebellion. So I think High Command wanted a smooth exit, but instead they have themselves completely stuck in a checkmate position of their own making, is what I see, Uday.
Now, Siddaramaiah is also expected to press the Congress High Command for implementation of the fresh caste survey report during his visit to Delhi. Siddaramaiah had first initiated the caste survey in 2017 during his earlier tenure, but it was never implemented. After returning to power, he ordered a fresh survey in 2025, which has now been completed. So it's also likely, it's no coincidence, Anand, that he attended that function, that was his last public function as Chief Minister, which was the acceptance of this report, which had been prepared on his instructions. Now I think he's likely to bring that report to Delhi and urge its implementation. So clearly posturing on caste by the outgoing CM continues even though he's leaving his chair.
Yeah, then look, it's very interesting that on the last day, yesterday only itself in the evening when Siddaramaiah went to Vidhan Sabha to collect that caste survey report, he looked very in a very different mood, despite being the way in which he was reacting to several of his MLAs and cabinet ministers who had went to meet him at his residence. So clearly, this report that Siddaramaiah had first got prepared in 2017 between his first tenure as the CM between 2013 to 2018. So it could not be implemented in 2017. So clearly, that report has been pending with the state government. And last year, we have seen that how Siddaramaiah has asked the state officials to conduct a press survey, as the previous report was 8-year-old, that we needed a lot of amendments, that needed a lot of new data. So clearly, that report has been completed. And yesterday, Siddaramaiah collected that same report, and now, when he will be meeting the party high command, he will be putting forth this demand that this caste survey report should be implemented in the state. So clearly, it will be a very catchy situation for the party leadership, as Rahul Gandhi has already been talking about caste census for the past 2-3 years. So clearly, he will be putting forth the demand with him that this report should be implemented. So clearly, previously we have seen that how in Karnataka, several protests have erupted, that the way in which this report was prepared and how some of the caste and community, they were not included. There were some documentation issues also. So clearly, it will be a challenge for new Chief Minister who will be taking oath as the new Chief Minister of Karnataka to implement this report. As this report is a very detailed one, that is what our
Manasvi Thapar, political analyst, also with us. Manasvi, clearly it's